Hello all. Welcome to my first video. I'm a Haikyuu texts creator. I'm making these videos out of nostalgia from years ago when this anime was at its peak and also to share some of my writing. I would really appreciate it if you guys could support me through this. This video is about IwaOi x Oika and takes place after their high school graduation. I would explain more but it would spoil the video. More notes at the end. Enjoy. About a year ago, Oika and Iwaizumi broke up because they thought being lovers wasn't working well. They had their reasons. Iwaizumi stays single, still studying in college, late apartment nights filled with pencil scratching and loud car alarms from time to time. Oika on the other hand usually goes to college parties to make better of himself. Not the best choice but he'd rather do that than mourn over someone who isn't gone. In the bottom of his heart, he missed Iwaizumi. And Iwaizumi, he missed him too, only a little. Iwaizumi woke up to a voicemail from a recognizable number. A recognizable contact name. Today 2:45 a.m. OT, voicemail. He rubbed his eyes and sat up. From Oika. Geez, what does this guy want? He mumbles as if he's fully moved on. He isn't. Iwaizumi opened the voicemail. Iwa-chan. It was Oika's voice, his voice slurred and drunk. Maki drove me home, you don't have to pick me up this time. Got drunk and hooked up with some girl again. Maki was mad because of something about him. Having to put my shirt on. Call me back please. I miss you. Iwaizumi just stared and put his phone down. What am I doing? He wasn't going to call him back. He hoped he wouldn't. One morning again, another voicemail. It started with a hiccup and muffled loud music in the back. I'm in the bathroom. Hajime. Please. I can't live without you. Another morning, another voicemail. Hey, I hope you're doing okay, I just made dinner. I remember when you would say you hated my food. In your eyes I knew you loved it. Please come back to me, Hajime. I miss you. Call me back? It led to continuous voicemails almost every morning. As much as he hated to admit it, Iwaizumi listened to them a lot. He ponders a lot about whether if he should call him back. It's been about 2 weeks and a half with the voicemails, each one getting more and more desperate. 1 year ago. Oika knocked on Iwaizumi's apartment door. He was greeted with an all-so-familiar face, but he looked more drained than ever. You're late again. The rain poured hard outside. Oika's hair was slightly damp from scrummaging in his car for an umbrella earlier. His clothes had specks of raindrops but his face remained pretty. I know. I couldn't figure out if I should even come to explain myself. The night before, Iwaizumi found himself looking through a girl's page, specifically a page Oika followed. It ended up being followed by countless photos of them together. Just recently, the days where Oika said he was out volunteering was him going on dates. But you did. The silence settled in a heavy manner, like soap fabric. I was going to tell you, Iwa. Why did I even bother? Iwa please. Oika stepped into his apartment, water soaking everything, as he tried to hold Iwaizumi. It doesn't mean anything, it was a fling on a night where I was drunk and I didn't want to leave her in the dark. You've done that to me a lot, you know. I know I did, but I can be better for you. I didn't mean to hurt you. You didn't even think of me after all these years. We were dating for how long? You can't even answer. That's what hurts. Not that you left me for a girl. I was scared, okay? I was scared of needing you too much. I just needed. What? You needed time? I gave you all the time you needed. You had me. I had you probably, but the difference is that you had all versions of me. You weren't really with me, Iwa. Iwaizumi wanted to break down into tears. That's what you tell yourself to make this bullshit easier. His voice becomes loud, the thunder adding into the moment. His neighbors heard probably, the whole complex, but he's slowly starting to forget where the hell he even was. He felt so uncomfortable in the state he was in. Truth is, you already left me in the dark for months and never bothered to look back. Maybe I'm being stupid. Maybe I'm in the wrong. But I'm selfish. We both are. Oika steps back, his hands trembling. I never stopped loving you. That's the worst part. Oika's breath hitches. Iwa-chan please. Iwaizumi doesn't move, doesn't scream, doesn't cry. That silence is louder than anything Oika has ever heard from him. This can't just go away, Toru. You fucked up. I know I did. Oika tried to hug him. Iwaizumi stepped back. I don't want condolences or apologies, I don't need anything. Oika knew this all too well. He replayed the scene in his head millions of times knowing it will happen one day. I'll go. You should. Thank you, Hajime. Oika left. The door shutting closed felt so out of touch. Iwaizumi slumped against the door. He finally lets tears spill. For the first time in years, he felt cold. And for reference, they were dating ever since high school graduation. Present. In the early hours of the morning, Iwaizumi started to delete all the voicemails from Oikawa that he secretly cherished. He did this while crying hastily. All those days, he would listen to those voicemails a few couple times before realizing he needed to stop and move on. But knowing it was Oikawa's voice, he couldn't stop. I miss you too. Iwaizumi whispered in tears. After deleting the last one, he went to the bathroom to wash up. It was late, but post-cry makes you feel nasty. That's what he says anyways. What Oikawa used to say. When he got back, he found that another voicemail had appeared. Same person, same number, same everything. And from Oikawa's point of view, it's not like he's begging, at least for him, but he genuinely missed him. He missed his everything. Haikyuu-chan. I'm sorry about the repetitive voicemails. I told myself that I'd stop calling. I really did, I promise. I just walked by your apartment earlier. I still remember those nights where you waved at me from below. I thought that again, as if, you'd be there. I tried to date other people. I know I'm just hopping around from girl to girl, but none of them compared to you. I know it sounds pathetic, but believe it or not, it really is. After that night I felt something more than guilt. It never went away, Hajime. The guilt only gets quiet, gets loud when I hear your damned name. I'm not calling to say I miss you. I mean, I am. But I don't think I could ever give you the look on campus to tell you how sorry I am. I'm not sorry that I got caught. I'm not sorry that we ended. I'm sorry because I broke the one thing I actually believed I'd never lose. That was you. My everything. My Hajime. Anyways, I won't call again. I mean it this time. Good night, Hajime. Iwaizumi listened to that voicemail silently, tears dripping from his face. It was 4 a.m. He'd repeated that message far too many times for his own good. He hovered his thumb over Oikawa's contact, eventually clicking it. The real hesitance was over the call button. Iwaizumi wiped his tears and took a deep breath. He knew he shouldn't call, it wouldn't fix anything. But he clicked it. The phone rang once, twice, 3 times. Oikawa's voice was heard from the other side of the line. He answered mid-ring, like he hadn't been asleep. Hello? Oikawa said, his voice ever so quiet. It was silent on the line before Iwaizumi choked out a response. Why now? You know me, I couldn't stay quiet. I needed to let out something at least. Silence. I didn't mean for it to sound like that. I'm sorry. It's fine. But did you mean it? Of course. But that's the worst part, right? The worst part was me believing you back then. You know, I never stopped loving you. It wasn't permanent. Oikawa exhaled. I didn't think I deserved you. So you dragged me down with you? Oikawa's voice cracked. Not from anger, but from the feeling of pain in his chest. Exhaustion. Because I'm selfish and pathetic. I thought that if I kept you in a safe and comfortable space with me, if I kept you close, I thought I could have figured out how to deserve you. And you gave it up. I know. Another long pause occurred. I hated you. I still hate myself too. I'm so sorry. You don't understand. Oikawa got cut off by a soft whisper from Iwaizumi. I listened to that voicemail far too many times. Every single one I listened to multiple times. I didn't listen to it just once. Why? It sounded familiar. Like someone I knew. Who? Someone I fell in love with. You. You sounded like the one I fell in love with, not the one who broke me. I'm not saying I forgive you. Not yet. Just not yet. It'd be a long time for that to happen. I'm not asking you to. Then what are you asking for? Oikawa was silent. An uncomfortable silence. Hello? A chance to be different. That's what I'm asking for. Not to start again, not to erase what we used to have, but a chance. Just a chance. For anything. Iwaizumi doesn't answer right away. He holds back a breath that was threatening to leave. Fine, I'll do it. He tells himself. Are you free tomorrow? Yeah. Noon 12 p.m. That small cafe by the campus. Our spot. Their little spot. Oikawa let out a soft laugh. Okay. Don't be late. I won't. Pinky prom. Sober. Promise. Iwaizumi ended the call without another word. Oikawa stared at his phone. His hands trembled. This time it wasn't from guilt, but from hope. And there was a small smile that hinted on his face. The next day. Iwaizumi was stressing too much about it the next morning. He didn't get that much sleep, but it was obviously far too late. He ended up getting there 5 minutes late. Ironic for someone who told the other to not be late. In Iwaizumi's defense, he couldn't find anything that morning, nothing to wear, his keys, his other shoe. The anticipation was the cherry on top. When he got there, Oikawa was sitting at a small table. Under the shade, by the door. That's where they would always sit back then. Iwaizumi hurriedly sat down in front of him. No time to breathe. Oikawa didn't have cologne on, but to Iwaizumi he still smelled nice. A button-up with a clean jacket over. His hair looked like it was styled in panic, not like it didn't look good. It's kinda ironic how you told me not to be late. And here you are. Sorry. Iwaizumi sounded a bit too vulnerable, out of character. He straightened up. Period. It was just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes, you're right. When did you get here anyways? 30 minutes ago. What? I didn't want to be late. A small smile crept up on Oikawa's face. Iwaizumi felt his cheeks heat up. Thanks for showing up. Yeah. It was silent for a moment before Oikawa spoke up. I'm not here to fix what I did. Not like I knew I could. Good, because you can't. Oikawa nodded in acceptance. But I'm doing this so I can become better. Not just for you, but me. So to begin, why'd you do it? Oikawa took a deep breath. Because I didn't know what love was. I didn't know how to ask for help. I thought being loved meant being trapped. If I failed you first, it would hurt less. I was scared that I was already failing you. Well, did it? Not at all. It hurt even more. There's no second chance to it. You can't just get it. I know. Not because you miss me. You can't get me back either way. I know. But, Oikawa perks up. It's not like you're gone from me completely. What I mean is that, you're the first person for everything I do. The first person I want to tell things to, or the first person I want to go to when I'm hurt. Me too. They both stare at each other, in exhaustion. They clearly have been carrying a lot on their back. I can't just go back to what we were. I can't be what we were. I don't want to be. Iwaizumi looks at him, no performance or act behind his eyes. Just Toru. Just his Toru. Then let's try something new. Something healthy, no promises. No lies? No lies. Silence filled the air, but it was comforting in a way. The clouds shifted. A small smile forming on both their faces when the sun rays hit, warming the slightly cool weather. Our coffees are probably cold. Yeah. Iwaizumi took a sip and winced. Cold coffee isn't your thing? Is it anyone's? Technically. But I like it. You're gross. They stayed silent then laughed. Wanna argue about it while we walk back over to your place? Yeah. I'd like that. They stood up and walked together side by side. Everything else just blurred. It was suddenly just the paths in front of them and them. Just them. Epilogue, 2 years later. Oikawa finally brought in the last of his things into Iwaizumi's apartment. Iwaizumi closed the door as Oikawa slumped down onto his couch. Finally. If you regret living with me, that's all on you. Plus, what's gonna happen to your old place? My sister's living there. She's been wanting to get out of her old apartment anyways. Iwaizumi smiled. Well, I still haven't gotten a new bed, so you better not complain about it being too small. The closer to you the better. Iwaizumi sat down next to him, Oikawa immediately lying on his shoulder. Iwaizumi laid his head down on his. Sunlight peeked through the blinds as the sun began to set. It was quiet and comfortable. I'm probably walking into your life unexcused. I'm sorry. Don't be. I'll do it right this time. I know you are. They sit there, quiet, surrounded with boxes unorganized, some even half open. There was a steady hum. It came from the life that they finally share on purpose. Iwaizumi had voicemails from Oikawa on his phone. Not from 2 years ago, not before that, not from OT. But from Toru. Thank you guys so much for watching. I first want to apologize for how short the video is. I wanted to make it at least 30 minutes, but I don't think my story idea could have went through in 30. I'm still not the best at writing, but I still hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments on which Haikyuu ships should I do videos on. I was thinking about Sakuatsu and Kyohaba, but you guys can decide. In the meantime, I'm going to try to find an editing style that suits best for me. But this is all hypothetical if you guys want me to do more videos either way. And I'm sorry if the video didn't make any sense too. I'll try to write better. Thank you guys again.